I'm heading off to the slipway to do some more painting, but I nearly don't get out the marina.
Thank you. I was trying to go back, but my boat doesn't like going backwards. Morning, thanks for waiting. Thank you. Those two boats have caused a lot of turbulence in the water. Hi, thanks for joining me. I'm back on the slipway to do some more painting. I've still got the top and sides to rub down, roller paint and lay off with a brush. I'm not planning to do that at the moment. I need to set aside a few days for that, and I'm still thinking about my options regarding non-slip surface for the roof. So I'm not rushing to do that. What I'm hoping to do today is tidy up the sides of the boat beneath the gunwales. These have got scratched from my recent cruising, and I'd like to smarten that aspect up. So that's what I'm going to be concentrating on. It should be a good dry sunny day today. Tomorrow storms and gales are expected, so I think I've chosen the right day to do it, and the weekend coming up is not going to be too bright, so I want to crack on today and do as much as I can. A lot of it will sort of appear repetitive, I think, rubbing down and painting. You've seen it all before, so I'm not hopefully going to dwell too much on that. You'll see what I'm doing. I also want to do a little bit of work around the stern. I've removed the stern cover, so I've got access to that part of the boat, so I will be doing a little bit of tidying up there as well. So let's make a start. I've just changed my shirt, put a long sleeve shirt on for protection from the sun and so forth. It is already very hot, so it's not going to be a very pleasant day, I think, doing this sort of work, but I do need to get it done. I've got quite a lot of commitments away from the boat coming up in the next fortnight, so there is less opportunity to get on and do things, so I'm back and forth quite a bit. So I just need to get my thoughts together as to how I go about things. It's a shame this edging is as high as it is, because I need to work down here. And if my blacking is still in good order, I was hoping to black down here. To start with, I'm going to use a P400 sanding sheet. That's quite fine. If it's not doing the job, I'll probably change to a 320. There we go. I'm not intending to rub down to bare metal because I'm not planning on doing any priming. My idea is just to give it a light sanding and then paint directly on it. steel of the boat is getting warm. It's not hot or anything, but the sun is out. There is some cloud, but the sun is going to be out for much of the day. So I think I need to clean up what I've just done and then give it a roller coat. I think there's a boat coming by, that's why it's swung back at me. Steel is getting hot now. The bubbles created by the roller are sort of setting hard, so I need to brush quickly. I'm only using a 1-inch brush because I had it for touching up, but I could have used a bigger brush. Well, that's one side of the boat done. I'm really not sure about the wisdom of doing it in this sort of weather. It is hot. It's been quite interesting in that the paint has been sort of blistering. You do get that effect when you use a roller, but I'm also wondering if it's something to do with steel being hot, and it's actually sort of bubbling. But it's been quite interesting because when I use the brush to lay off, and I didn't set out to do that, I was just using the brush for touching up around certain things, but it does work very well. So I think I've had a bit of an example of how the laying off will work, and I think it will be very good. I did plan to do the other side of the boat today as well, which would mean I'd need to turn it round. I can't work in the shade because there is another boat on the other side of the slipway. I've got 1 or 2 other jobs that need doing, so I think I might change my attention to those and come away from the painting. These are the catches that get damaged when I go through a tunnel and hit the side wall. You can see this one is badly broken. This one I've replaced before and is damaged. This one is still okay, it's a little bit loose. I've never replaced this one before, but this was already broken when I bought the boat. I have managed with that, but I think I will drill that out and change it. I've just realised why the boat has moved so much. The mooring line has come off the mooring post there. And that's what's been causing greater movement than I had expected. Hello! I'm going to try and drill the rivets out on this one. I'm using a battery operated drill. Haven't charged it for a little while, so I'm not sure if it's actually going to work okay. Doing something. Should I be drilling over my clean paintwork though? Rather than completely drill them out, I've knocked them through, so the holes are now available for me to put screws into. I'm just going to touch in some of the lightly rusted areas with the red oxide primer. Have to keep stirring this because it forms the skin very easily. But I'm getting on reasonably well, doing odd bits and pieces. I've just given some red oxide primer to the row that runs around the stern of the boat. I'm not going to be overly fussy with that. It's a hot day, it will dry fairly quickly, and I intend to paint it Oxford blue today, so I'll get that done, which I'll be pleased about. Once I've done that, I can think about replacing the little clips that I removed earlier, putting new ones in. They are the little fastenings that hold the canopy in place. I hope in the next day or two to put the canopy back up. Got something to show you there, something new. So looking forward to showing what I've done there, or had done. I'm literally watching the paint dry. Whilst the paint is drying, let's look at the actual finish I achieved on the sides of the boat. Here you can see little bubbles. Remember, I was working in the shade and it was very dark and I really couldn't see what I was doing. I thought I was covering the paint fairly well, but there are one or two areas where the coverage isn't complete. And there's also a bit of a rippling effect in some places here, where there's too much paint being applied. That's why it's really important to have the sun on the side you're working on, so you can actually see what you're doing. You cannot see when the sun is the other side and you're totally in shade. I'm not bothered, as it all needs to be sanded down, painted again and laid off with a brush. When I moor up properly, I usually pass the mooring line underneath here, and you can see where the edge of it has rubbed off the paint. Likewise at the top here, it's gone a bit rough, where when I do tie off like this, the mooring rope actually rubs along. I've done all I can for today. I'm quite pleased with how I got on. I think maybe I should have done the tiller arm, which I haven't. When I realised I should have done it, it was too late, because having painted the rail around the stern made it awkward to reach over and gain access. But on the whole, I'm very satisfied with the day, how it's gone, what I've achieved. I'm not really sure when I'll next be painting. I think there's going to be at least a delay of a couple of weeks or more now. I've got various commitments through August into September. September may be better if the weather's fine to do a little bit of painting then. But for now, this is the end of the painting series. I'm not sure when it will carry on, but this will be part 7 that I've just filmed. So the next one will be part 8. So I'll thank you all for watching. I hope you do enjoy. They do get spun out a bit. I hope they're not too boring. There was quite a bit of activity on the canal today, but I've not really been able to stop and film it like I have in the past. So I hope you found it interesting anyway. So once again, thanks for watching. Bye for now. Take care.